Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me set up this room real quick and then we can get started. It's December 1st, 6:21. The market is opening in about 9 minutes. So let me zoom through here, get everything all set up, and then we can get started with our session for today. So today's another heavy news day. So we gotta be careful, but I'll go over that stuff shortly. All right. December 1st, man. Crazy. This year just flew by. All right, that's good. Good. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, there we go, guys. All right, guys, so people are making their way into the room. So happy Monday, guys. I mean, not Monday. Happy first of the month. I got my days mixed up. Today's December 1st, Wednesday, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yeah, today is Wednesday, December 1st. Man, it's crazy. This year just flew by. So it's first of the month, guys. Usually first of the month is kind of weird in the market. So you guys want to be a little careful when trading. I mean, there's a lot of red flags today. There's a lot of news events that are going on today as well. So we'll be looking at that stuff shortly and just let people make their way into the room. Once everyone's in the room, we can start looking at the market for today. So let's see, we got this up right here. All right, people are still making their way in, so I'm gonna give a few more seconds for people to make their way in. It's 6:23 right now, so market is opening in about 7 minutes. So we'll give it a few more seconds once people make their way, and we can get started with our, with our analysis for this morning. Let's give it a few more seconds. We'll give it about 10 more seconds to let people join the room, and then we'll get started. All right, looks like we're good. So good morning, guys. Today is December 1st, Wednesday. It's the first of the month, so first of the month is usually a bit risky. You'll see the market move kind of choppy. Also, there's a lot of news events today as well. Looking over here at the calendar, we have the Fed speaking again this morning. So today, Wednesday, December 1st, we have 6:45 final manufacturing PMI. We had 5:15 ADP non-farm employment change. Then at 7, we have both Federal Chair Powell and Treasury Secretary Yellen testifying like they did yesterday. On top of that, we have ISM manufacturing PMI, construction spending, ISM manufacturing prices, Ward's total vehicle sales, crude oil inventories, beige book. There's a lot of news today. So if you guys can see here, it's a whole day full of news for today. Basically, this is all during the live session time. So you guys want to be careful if you're trading during the live session. I'm going to be very careful as well. I'm going to be looking for trades, but I'm not necessarily looking to take anything that's too risky. If I see something that's good, yeah, we'll take it. But if it looks risky, we're probably going to skip it and just, ride it out until we find something that's really good. Because today is a very risky day. Yesterday was pretty risky, but today is super risky. So if you guys remember yesterday, I stopped trading around the time that Powell and Yellen started speaking. We were just watching and seeing how market moved, and you guys saw how crazy it moved whenever they made their remarks. So you guys want to be a bit careful if you guys are trading, whether you guys believe in manipulation or not. You guys saw live how price is moving whenever Biden said something and whenever Yellen said something. So you guys want to be very careful with your trades today. So good morning, everybody. Let's go check everything else that's over here. So right now, retail sentiment is currently 61% long, meaning that there's 61% of people who are on the long side with regard to retail traders. Looking over here at the futures data, it's currently up 317 points. So looking at that, it's probably going to be bullish when the market reopens in about 4 minutes. Going over to the technicals over here, looking at the 1 minute, it's currently bearish, and the reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is green. Trend meter is red. Looking over here at the 3-minute, same situation, but it's a bit more indecisive. You can see that price is kind of just going sideways rather than being heavily below or heavily above the pivots. Looking on the 10-minute, it's still bullish right now. And the reason for that, because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. So it's a bit wishy-washy for this morning, right? It's not really one-sided. Looking on the higher time frame, 1 hour, it's still neutral as well. It's right in the middle of the pivots. So just looking at the 10-minute, 1 hour, neutral right there, 3-minute, also neutral, and the 1 minute, it's currently going to be neutral as well, because it's swinging right back up to the pivots. So there's really no bias right now with regard to technical analysis. Obviously, the fundamentals are going to be bullish, so we probably would anticipate a bullish push to the upside when the market does open. However, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold up above there. So you guys got to be careful and wait for a better confirmation until you guys, choose your bias, because there's obviously no bias here on the technical side. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, let me check the chat. So let's see. Good morning, Miles. Good morning, Peter. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Matt. Morning, Maria. Morning, Funmi. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Al. Morning, Dave. Morning, Arash. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everybody. So hopefully you guys had a great trading week so far. I didn't really take many trades this week, guys. So I didn't have any losses, but I also haven't taken too many trades, which has been good, right? Because at the end of the week, I'm still going to be positive. Your main goal every week should be to close out the trading week positive, guys. There's no need to make these huge profits. I know you see a lot of people make huge profits, but you guys don't need to FOMO into that. They came prepared and they executed when they needed to be executed. Don't chase moves if you catch them too late. So for example, if you catch a trade and it's already hit TP, don't enter that trade late and chase it, because you're probably gonna get burnt. Also, you don't want to trade during news events. A lot of people traded pre-market. A lot of people traded Asia session. And that's because there wasn't news during those times, right? You guys got to be smart about your trades. Another thing also is that we have OPEC meeting all day today. So there's a lot of red flags today, guys. It's OPEC meeting. There was non-farm employment change that was released. It's positive. We have Fed Chair Powell and Treasury Secretary Yellen speaking today, just like yesterday. Other news events. Plus, it's the first of the month. So you guys got to keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about entering any trades today, because there's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of reasons for price to move irregular today. So the market is going to open in about 2 minutes, or about 1 minute and 20 seconds. When the market does open, we'll confirm what the fundamentals are looking like. And then from there, we can look at what we're going to be trading at for this morning. So morning down this morning, everybody. All right, looks like we're good. So I went over my analysis. Fundamentals are looking bullish. Retail sentiment's also bullish, so that's not really a good thing that they're both lining up with each other. We usually want them to be opposite, but we'll see what the fundamentals look like when the market actually opens in a few seconds here. So looking over here, market is going to open in about 50 seconds. Fundamentals are bullish, so we'll see what happens there. The technicals over here are all indecisive, right? 3-minute is indecisive. It's right in the middle of the pivots. Same with the 10-minute over here. It's indecisive as well. So let's see, market is opening in about 30 seconds. Looking at the charts, I think it's going to have a bullish push, but who knows? We'll see what happens next. All right, market is opening in about 10 seconds. We got 5 seconds till market open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So let's see what happens here, guys. All right, price is pushing up just like we anticipated. Fundamentals are bullish. So we'll see how the fundamentals are looking right now. Now the market is finally open. It's currently bullish. It's up 300 points. So looking at that, looking at the socket, refresh it, buy off this breakout, which I don't know if I would personally take myself, because I wouldn't take it. It's just too risky right now. Even if you wanted to take it, it needed to be a buy signal here. It needed to be a strong green candle, or else in order to take a sell, you would need a strong red candle with little to no wick on the bottom side. So this right here technically would be a sell. It wouldn't. It's a green candle. See how this candle closes here? It's not a strong candle at all, because it has a big wick on the bottom, big wick on the top. All right, so no entry off that candle right there. If this candle here closes as a strong red candle, this would technically be a sell for the breakout. However, it's not one that I would necessarily want to take because the fundamentals here are very bullish, right? There's one like really red stock, which is Salesforce. This is the thing that's really bringing it down right now. It's down 11 points. So compared to all the green stocks here, it's it's weighing it down pretty heavily. Otherwise, the fundamentals here are pretty strong still. They're up 286 points. So if this candle right here closes as a strong red candle, then this would technically be the breakout. However, it's not one that I would take because it's so far against fundamentals, and it's such a big candle. So when it's a big candle like that, it's probably gonna have to pull back quite a bit. So you can see right here that there's still and this thing is dumping right now like pretty heavily. This is why you guys want to be careful trading today, because it's not following fundamentals at all, right? It's dumping pretty heavy. So like I mentioned right here, this is a huge candle. So what might happen is it would retrace up a little bit before coming back down in some instances, but right now it looks like it's just continuing to drop. So this technically would be the breakout. It's not one that I would take. It's just too risky to take right now. See if there's anything else around here. So yeah, the fundamentals over here are very bullish. So it's not one that I necessarily would want to take for a sell. Also looking at the stock index right here, everything is pretty much green aside from Salesforce, which is down 12 points. That's pretty much what's weighing it down right now. So with all of these green stocks here, once this red stock here, Salesforce, which is down 13 points, once it starts to swing back to the upside, because it's not going to drop forever, right? Salesforce is such a big company. It's going to recover at some point. So I'm like curious what's causing Salesforce to drop like that. Is there news for them? Did they release earnings or anything? I don't think so. There's no earnings today. I feel like there might be like a lawsuit or something going on with their CEO or something happened, some news leak. I don't know. It's kind of weird to see Salesforce drop so heavily like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's pretty stable around 252 right now, so it hasn't really moved around that point. But Salesforce continues to drop lower and lower. But even though it's dropping lower and lower, United Health Group is pushing up higher. So United Health Group is up 8 points. Goldman Sachs is up 5 points. I personally wouldn't take a sell right now, even though it's dropping. So this would be the breakout right here. Obviously, you can see it still works out perfectly fine, but it's not one that I would necessarily want to take because there's a lot of red flags indicating where it might be swinging back up. Also, it's at the Asia high right here. So I might just bounce off this, or it might break below, who knows? Yeah, it's just super risky right here. Because this thing could easily just swing all the way right back up. And that's exactly what kind of happened right there. Yeah, I personally wouldn't take it, even though it looks like it's about to hit TP. So it's jumped to 224. It looks like it might stabilize around 200 or around this area right here because it's going to keep bouncing off this Asia high right here. So yeah, it's the reason why I wouldn't take a trade. You can see right there, it bounced literally off the Asia high. That's why this indicator right here is really useful, guys. These previous session high lows will indicate where like these strong pushes will happen. So there's a lot of red flags here why I wouldn't have taken this breakout. This breakout, one of them was the fact that fundamentals were super strong for the bullish side. So reason why I wouldn't be looking to take any sells was because you can see right here, it's up 224 points. It's back to 250. So it's stabilizing around 220, 250 around that area. Also looking at the stock index, it's pretty much mostly green here for the most part, aside from Salesforce, the only stock that's holding it down. Other than that, futures data is still pretty up pretty heavily, 300 points. Looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 61% long right now as well. So yeah, I mean, it'll probably hit TP. I'll put an alert there for whoever took it, but obviously I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count this as our trades for the day. I'm being very careful today. There's a lot of red flags going up with regard to it being the 1st of December, first of the month. It's also all the other news events for this as well going on today. But if it hits, it hits. It's just going to prove, it's going to pretty much confirm that the strategies work perfectly fine no matter all these red flags. But I'm not willing to take that risk, especially during this time towards the end of the year. So yeah, I mean, just looking at that there, it's pretty much bouncing around that area. See, 6:35 right now. I think we have some news events coming up shortly, right? Let me check the news calendar real quick. Yeah, at 6:45, we have final manufacturing PMI. It's coming up in about 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes, 9 minutes actually. And then Fed Chair Powell's going to speak at 7, along with Treasury Secretary Yellen with ISM manufacturing PMI, which is high impact. So a lot of stuff happening in a few minutes. I probably want to be careful. So as you guys can see here, it's struggling to pass this Asia high right here. It's already tested it 1, 2, 3 times. Some big rejections off it. So what I can see right here is that it's making its attempt to break right through it. If it doesn't break through, it's probably going to continue dropping a bit. But I think we're probably going to see a bit of some retracement here. I mean, obviously, you do see some retracement. Every time it comes down, it wicks up like quite a bit. When it comes down, it wicks up about like 200 pips. So, but it looks like it's going to break through it, which is good, because it'll just confirm that the strategies are still working perfectly fine, even throughout these crazy conditions. Yeah, not sure if anyone took it. If you took it, I hope it hits. I mean, even if I'm not in the trade, I'm still hoping it hits so that it shows that everything's still working smoothly, even though we have all these news events. All right. That's good right here. Yeah, Paul said I didn't take it. Try to be more conservative. Yeah, it's a bit risky, Paul. I usually don't like taking it when it's like so heavy against the fundamentals like that. Like I'll take quick scalps in the other direction, but I won't take what Maddie just said right now. He said variation. So Maddie would have taken the variation right here, which would have hit TP already. I probably would have taken that variation too. I just wasn't paying attention at the time. But I wouldn't take any bigger moves. So Maddie right here caught the variation. He saw the low. It was a pretty much double wick right there. He took it for a buy. And that easily would have hit TP right there in an instant. Nice, yeah. Maddie took it because it bounced off the sessions, which is perfectly fine. That's great. I probably would have, yeah, that's another reason why I would have taken it too. Because sorry guys, I'm getting a bunch of questions right now. So guys, whenever you guys like join K2, the links to the premium groups are like sent to you in like 3 different places. It's sent in the welcome email, it's sent in the welcome page, and you can also get on the K2 website. So a lot of people are asking like where to get the links. They're all sent there. If you guys are wondering. So, and I'll message people back later. We're still in the live session right now. So it still hasn't hit TP, guys. It's still attempting to break past this Asia high. Looks like it'll probably break through it. Let me see the fundamentals again real quick. Is Salesforce still dropping further? Yeah, it's still dropping pretty further. I don't know what's going on with Salesforce, but they're down like 17 points right now, almost 18 points. United Health is also increasing. They're up 8 points now. Goldman Sachs is up 7 points. So as Salesforce continues to decline and drop, the other stocks here continue to go up. So they just balance each other out. That's why price just sticks around that area, because Salesforce will drop, then the stocks will turn green, that'll go higher, and it just goes, it's a back and forth game until one of them like goes one-sided. Like you can see here, Salesforce is starting to weaken, right? It was down 18 points, now it's down 16 points. So as you can see, price is starting to swing back to the upside right here. HapSD is asking, why is that your TP? Because that's the TP for the strategy, HapSD. It's always been 500 pips. So not sure if like you haven't been following. Well, I don't know when you joined K2, but it's always been 500 pips. Like it's been in this like every day we cover the breakout. It's always been the same thing for like the past. I think we've been applying it since. And we've been applying it for a long time now. Since I think since summer. So since early summer, we were applying the breakout because, or not even summer. It was like last year actually. Last year this time. So if you go back to the live sessions from like I think November, that's when we started applying the breakout because volatility was so high. The strategy is good when volatility is high, not necessarily when there's like stuff pushing price around like crazy news events, but when volatility is just normally high, the breakout works well if it's a bigger move compared to the other to the other strategies, because the other strategies are quick scalps. But yeah, if you looked at my confluences, a lot of my confluences here would have lined up with this, so I wouldn't have taken the trade. Fundamentals were opposite. The sessions, previous session high low was like really close to it too, and everything was just pointing towards the upside. So that's the reason why I wouldn't have taken this trade for the breakout. But other than that, let's just take this off right now. We'll start looking for other trades here because I don't want to keep following that, and we're not even in the trade. So here's the high-low scalp. Here's the pivot scalp. What else do we have over here? Mark up the 3-minute. So a lot of these, even though we have a lot of entries that are coming up, guys, these aren't entries that I would personally take because we have news coming up right now. We have the I'll mark it up for you guys shortly. We have the, let me just pull it up again. 6:45, we have final manufacturing PMI. So that's coming up in about 3 minutes. So even though we have these marked up here and have these strategies lined up for you guys, they're not strategies I would necessarily take right now because of the news that's coming up. We also have Fed Powell and Treasury Secretary Yellen coming up in a few minutes as well. So I'm going to see if there's any zones here for any possible snipes. Zone up here. Zone right here. Zone right there. Zone right there. And a zone right there. So we don't need to draw too many zones here because, I mean, it's a bit irrelevant at this point. But yeah, I'll just draw these zones down here just so we have these lined up in case price starts to move back to the downside, which I doubt it will. I think it'll continue pushing up, but no guarantees. So looking at this right here, there's no snipes that are available. I mean, they'll probably make itself available at some point, but currently right now, no snipes available. Going over here to the daily. So I didn't take the daily yesterday. I don't know if anyone took it. The daily came up right here actually for a sell. I don't think we would have taken it because, or obviously because the news was happening, but yeah, if you guys took the daily entry yesterday, it hit full TP. So as you can see right here, here's the strategy. Basically, you're looking for the first entry after New York Stock Exchange at 6:30. So right here, for example, it would have hit TP. It would have like bounced around a lot, but eventually would have hit full TP because market opened right here at 6:30. This is the first valid momentum signal. If you took the sell right there, we would let it run to full TP, 1,500 pips right here, full TP. So yesterday's, you guys can see this whole week, the daily entry has been hitting TP. We took the daily on Monday, actually. We did it on the live and it hit full TP. Everyone, made profit off that. So that was good. So yeah, the daily hit yesterday. We'll see if it hits today. If I see it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of news today, so it's not one that we would necessarily be looking to take. Also, for this right here, this would technically be the daily entry for the 3-minute. If it closes, it doesn't look like it's going to close, but if it did close, that would have been the daily entry for that. Looking over here at the 1-minute, let me go and just draw this high here, and then draw this right there. All right, so market open right here. This was, let me see how far did it push out from here. Pushed up there, pushed out there. So the breakout is still technically active right now, guys, for whoever's in it. Hopefully you guys moved your stop loss and profit when it got down, because it got really close to TP down here. What happened was it just bounced off the Asia high. So what happened here was a breakout opened right here, and then it dropped like 400 pips, which was like 10 pips, or 400 pips, which was 100 pips away from the full TP. So here you can see prices swing back up. If you guys remember from the beginning of the session, I mentioned that price was going to be bullish, right? Reason for it to be bullish was because the fundamentals were so strong on the green side. This is why I wasn't looking to take any sells. So as you can see right here, it's up almost 300 points. Looking over here at the stock index, you can see that Again, Salesforce is the only stock that's really holding it down. It's down 16 points, but everything else here is increasing. So United Health earlier was only up 5 points. Now it's up 9 points. Goldman Sachs was up about 4 points earlier. Now it's up 7 points. Microsoft's up 5 points. Home Depot's up 5 points. So basically, the top 4 stocks right here would easily outweigh Salesforce. So with that said, Salesforce is pretty much wiped out of the picture, and price just continues to push up higher. However, whenever these fluctuations happen in price, it just keeps bouncing back and forth. That's why I'm not really looking to take any trades right now. Also, because the news just came out with regard to, I think, manufacturing PMI. Yeah, right here, final manufacturing PMI. Let's refresh that. It was, it was negative. Yeah, thanks, Maddie, for confirming that. So Maddie confirmed that it was negative, and it was negative right there. So you can see price starting to come right back down. So as you guys can see, this isn't really a market that you really want to be playing around in, because price just keeps bouncing back and forth. It's not like directional to the upside, and it's not directional to the downside. If you had a strong bias where price was just directional, then that'd be a good reason for you to be taking trades and to be looking for trades. However, right now, it's just not the time for that, right? I'm gonna take off this alert right here because that trade's already done with. And I'm gonna go ahead and just draw certain time periods right here so that you guys can see how price moves from, market open to the end of our live session to the mid-market reversal, all the way up until mid-market close, or not mid-market, but US market close. So if you guys remember yesterday, you guys were trading with us yesterday during the live. You guys can see how the market moved here. So let me just show you real quick. I'll do the same markups that I did right now for yesterday. So from 6:30 to 8, this was our live session. You can see how price kind of chose its direction as price went along its way. From this point right here, well, from like 7 to 8, this is where, well, not 7 to 8, like price 7 to 10. This was when Powell and Yellen were speaking. That's why the market was so choppy right here. It wasn't really choosing a direction. It kind of just went back and forth. Every time Powell said something, price went up. Whenever Yellen said something, price went down. But you can see how it kind of creates a pattern here. And then from 8 to 9, and then from 9 to 10, and then from 10 to 12 is the mid-market reversal, right? So from 10 to 12, price was going down. And then from 10 to 12 over here, price pretty much went the opposite way. It went down in the morning, like pretty much all morning. Once it reached 10 to 12, mid-market reversal happened, came right back up. So, those are the specific times that we look at the market. If I have these marked up here, 6:30 to 8, there's usually a direction that's set between 6:30 and 8. Price will usually consolidate from 9 to 10, or 8 to 9, 9 to 10. And then 10 to 12, price will just reverse. That's like normal price movement. But I'm not expecting price to move like that today, because we do have Powell and Yellen speaking at about 7 o'clock. So you guys want to be careful with that. Yeah, other than that, let's see. Maddie said that he saw a pending snipe. Yeah, so right here we have a pending snipe for a sell, actually. So if anyone's looking to take this, I would be careful, because if you just take off these zones here, it's still close to the Asia high. So I wouldn't take the snipe even if it came up, because you can just bounce right off it again. So for example, if you were to, if price was to break below there, it'd be nice, but it's like so close to it that it can bounce right off it. But yeah, nice catch on that, Maddie, for that snipe there. It's not a snipe that I would necessarily take for that specific reason, because it's so close to the Asia high right there. Yeah, so we have it marked up. For whoever's willing to take that risk, it's not one that I would take, not one that I would recommend you guys take either. But some people want to take these risky trades, so we'll just mark that up there. I'll give you guys an update if it does come out, but I'm not taking it. I'm not recommending you guys take it either. And guys, if you guys are taking these risky trades, you guys got to make sure to move your stop loss and profit. Like for the breakout earlier, it was like so close to TP, you should move your stop loss and profit at that point. You can see it's breaking right past the Asia low. Actually, it looks like it might even hit TP. hopefully. But it might just, if it bounces back up, you guys will know exactly why, because it's testing the Asia low again right there. So you guys just want to keep that in mind if you guys do decide to take this trade here specifically. So you can see this big wick right there. Let's go a little closer. So you guys can see the big wick right there, right? Where is the wick rejecting off? It's rejecting off the Asia high. So if it breaks past it and closes, it'll probably continue dropping lower, but this candle still has 8 minutes left on it. So it's got a long way to go until it closes past it. It's probably going to bounce around back and forth until it confirms. But as you guys can see right there, let me grab the B requirements. You guys can see that there is a valid entry there for this specific strategy. We have a wick rejection off the pivot, wick rejection off the structure. We have a sell signal right here. You can see that the pivots are not touching the body. With that said, it's a valid entry. However, the reason why we wouldn't take it is because it's so close to this Asia high. And you can see how price is bouncing right off it, just like it did earlier. So these previous session high lows are very important, guys. So if you guys do have the K2 indicators, I do recommend you guys leave them on at all times. It doesn't take up too much space. So, I mean, as long as you guys have them on there, it'll help you guys identify where is probably an area where you shouldn't be trading. Like, for example, right here, I wouldn't have taken this sell as well. Well, the reason why I wouldn't have taken this sell and this sell over here is because the fundamentals are still too strong, right? So fundamentals always come first, guys. You guys got to remember that every time. Before I even look at the technicals, I look at where the fundamentals are sitting. If they're very bullish like this, I look on a closer scale. What I do next is I go to the actual index and I see, okay, why is it so green? The reason why it's so green is because the entire index is completely bullish, right? The only thing here that's holding it down is Salesforce. You can see it's down 21 points again. It keeps dropping, but when these keep dropping, these keep going up. So with that said, they just keep balancing each other out. That's why price keeps going back and forth. See, Maddie said variation. Oh yeah, so there was a variation right here actually. I keep missing these variations. So the same entry that happened right here, the variation of the high-low scalp, happened again right here. So you can see that we got the low established right there. The following candle was a double wick rejection. Some people call that tweezers. And with that said, they could have taken that variation right there. So, great work to whoever's catching these variations. Eunice is that said possible high-low sell. Yeah, so I did see that high-low sell right there, Eunice, but I personally wouldn't have taken it because of how price was moving. Like I mentioned, the fundamentals are too strong. Say if like there was like half of these stocks here that were red. So if like half of these here are red, then yeah, I would take it. But with just one stock here red, these are still overpowering it. Like for example, here, 8 + 7 + 6, that's gonna outweigh this, 20 point. So here's the thing, I'll just do the math for you basically. So like 8 + 7 + 6, that's 21 points, right? So these three stocks right here pretty much outweigh this one stock right here. That's the only one that's holding me down. So with that said, say if this was to disappear, because this would just, this disappear and this disappear, there's all these other green stocks here that are still pushing price to the upside. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily take that sell yet. It's just too strong for a bullish right now, a bullish push. Plus, like there's other factors here that are causing it to make it risky. The fact that it's so close to this Asia high right here. This is pretty much a fake out, right? So you can see that a lot of people are probably looking for price to break below it, but they're not looking at the fundamentals. So if they're waiting for price to break below this Asia high, because what happens is people count this as like a strong support, right? I always see people do this. They see like it reject off this point here. They probably don't even know that this is the Asia high. This is a common thing that you see a lot of people do. They'll look at this part right here, like they don't have the indicators, right? So they don't have the K2 indicators. They don't know where the previous session high lows are. They don't know where the high lows and stuff are. So this is what normally people see, right? They see this right here and they're like, oh, price broke the support that they drew. So when they enter a sell here, and then what happens is it just fakes them out. As soon as people enter that sell, it shoots all the way back up. That's why it's important that you guys use all these other confluences that I use, because you have an upper hand, you have an edge in the market, because a lot of people aren't looking at all these same things that we're looking at. Meaning, for the most part, the fundamentals here. This is like super key that you guys are looking at the fundamentals, because if you guys knew the fundamentals were bullish, you wouldn't take any sells here. Reason why I wouldn't take any sell, and that's why it would have bounced right back up here. So, you guys just have to keep an open mind whenever you guys are analyzing the chart. I know a lot of you guys come here with like different backgrounds in trading. You guys learn from different people before you came to K2. But what I always recommend is, always keep an open mind and use all of this information to your advantage. There's no right or wrong way to trade. Everyone thinks that there's one way to trade, right? Everyone thinks price action is the only way to trade. Everyone thinks smart money is the only way to trade. That's not the only way to trade, guys. There's a lot of different ways to trade. And the more diverse you are with regards to your ways of analyzing the market, increase your analysis of probability. So, just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm not going to take any sells here, guys. I'm still waiting for this to confirm. Let's go back to the 10-minute over here. Yeah, so as you guys can see, this 10-minute here, this is the reason why I wouldn't have taken the trade. If you guys remember, my main reason why I wouldn't have taken the snipe was the fact that the fundamentals are bullish and the fact that it hasn't broken and closed past this Asia high right here. You can see price came down, tested it, and then bounced right off it. Exactly how we anticipated. So hopefully you guys didn't take this trade. I did recommend that you guys don't take that trade. And this is the exact reason why, because we already anticipated this to happen here. So we'll see what happens next, but we will continue following along with these bounces here. So Powell and Yellen are going to speak shortly. It's 6:57 right now, guys. So you guys want to be very careful if you guys decide to trade after the next 3 minutes, because you're probably going to see price spike back and forth. Let me see if I can pull up their speech again over here. Let's see. Powell live. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so today's speaking is going to be Federal Powell and Treasury Yellen's testified before House Financial Services Committee. So, this is going to be straight. It's going to be directly affected to like what we're trading, right? Because the House Financial Services Committee. So it's basically going to be directly related to the market. So you guys, I'm definitely not going to trade during this time. They're starting in about a minute, so a minute 20 seconds. You're probably gonna see some crazy price movements. There's a lot of things happening today, guys. So there's a lot of moving pieces, and you guys want to be very careful if you guys do decide to trade during this period. I know I saw a lot of people make a killing yesterday trading, but don't worry, guys. If you missed out on those trades, that's completely fine. You guys if you guys do decide to trade, just understand the risk going into these trades so that you guys aren't upset if you guys end up losing trades, because there's a couple of people who did well prior to the announcements, and then they kept trading when the announcements went on, and then they ended up losing everything. So you guys want to be very careful if you guys decide to trade during those hours. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Probably the best idea there. Yeah, it's just too risky, guys. If you guys want to gamble, go ahead. What I would recommend is if you guys really want to trade, but you don't want to lose any, risk losing any money, just trade on a demo. Trade on a demo and then, test the market. Or if you do want to trade on a real account, just use a smaller lot size. If you normally use a 10, use like a 2 or a 1. You're not going to make crazy profits, but you're also not going to lose a lot if you make some mistakes. So what I do recommend is, take as many precautions as possible, because they're going to be speaking soon. All right, so they're just waiting for CNBC to broadcast it. Going over here real quick, see if there's any updates. Looking at the indexes, though, they're all pretty much bullish. So the Dow is up 284 points, S&P is up 55 points, NASDAQ's up 199 points, and the Russell 2K is up 37 points. So the entire index is pretty much bullish right now. So we could probably see a bullish push even further. This technically right here would be a high-low scalp if it closes above there. However, just like I mentioned earlier, it's risky when it's a big candle like that, because when it's a big candle like that, it's usually due to pull back and retrace, and it doesn't even look like it's going to close above it. If it closes above it, that technically be a high-low scalp, but it's super risky. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to close above it. So there's not even going to be an entry there, even if you wanted it to be. Yeah, you can see this candle right here. This is why you guys got to be patient and wait for it to close, because it didn't close above it. So it closed right below it, and then right after was a red candle. It's probably going to push up higher, but I'm still not going to risk it, even if that becomes the case. So this is going to be the high that hasn't been broken yet. And then this is the pending high right here, which has been broken. So there you can see price pushing up higher and higher. You know, it's the same thing that happened yesterday. So if you guys remembered yesterday, right before Powell came on, price started pushing up higher and higher. It's 7 o'clock right now, so Powell's about to start speaking shortly. Yeah, you can see right here that it's now live, but they haven't shown that he started speaking. So I know that a lot of people are anticipating Powell coming on. You know, a lot of people are putting in those buys, hoping that they're going to hit the jackpot with price going up, but I would not risk it, because you guys remembered yesterday. So like looking at price from yesterday, you guys remember that price was going up super heavily, and then it just started dumping super heavily too right here. So price was going up slightly. And then when Yellen started speaking, so like the first 30 minutes was like Powell. So from like 7 o'clock to like 7:30, he was speaking, and then Yellen came on right here at 7:43, and then price just plummeted. So, and I think they were talking about COVID too. So, you know, it's going to affect the market, guys. You guys don't want to be caught on the buy side. Like just because Powell's speaking doesn't mean price is going to continue to push up forever, because Yellen also has to speak as well. It's not just a Powell. It's not just Powell testifying. If it was just Powell, then yeah, price might continue to push up. Technically right here, I mean, I just missed it, but this would have been a high-low scalp. You can see that there was a high here that hasn't been broken. So this right here would have been a high-low scalp. I totally missed it, but whatever. I wasn't planning on taking it anyways. So yeah, I mean, that's that right there. You can see that it broke actually a couple highs. Broke this high and this high right here. And then this one right here broke this high over here. So as you guys can see, it just keeps pushing up higher and higher, but it's not one that I would necessarily want to mess around with. So see, it looks like a couple of you guys sent in profits for today. Yeah, so Angela over here is trading. She traded GJ as usual. She's usually trading GJ, locked in a total of 619. Nice work, Angela. Dell over here locked in a total of 1,363. Nice work, Dell, under those conditions. So Dell says he's going to chill for now. Good idea. And Patrick over here too. So Patrick said stayed off FTMO account just on his personal for today. He locked in a total of 5,826. Nice work, Patrick. And then over here, Rav said, someone help me with my MT4. I can't get my price back. The way trade just disappeared. I can't get it back. So Rav, I think there's a way to do it, to reset your tools. I'm not sure how to do it. Let me see if I can figure out. I don't know if anyone else knows how to do it, but Rav, I know there's a button here where you can just reset your chart. I just can't find it. I'm not really good with MT4, so I wouldn't necessarily know. Not Market Watch, no. It might be Terminal. So Rav, you might want to go to View, drop down to Terminal, and then turn that on. The Terminal is the one that has your trades and stuff. Or hit Control T. That should bring it up. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's it. I don't want to touch it on mine and mess mine up, but I'm pretty sure it's Terminal, Rav. So I don't know where you are, Rav, if you're still in here. Rav, are you on here? Yeah, Rav, so you're here on the live. Just go to View and then click on Terminal. I should bring it right back up. So let's see, Scotty over here locked in a total of 1,533. Nice work, Scotty. And then Rick over here as well. Rick said another new challenge. I found a different guy now. 30 count challenge is one can change a man. So right here, Rick just got a brand new FTMO. He locked in a total of 2,703 for the day. Nice work, Rick. You know, you got to keep the consistency up, Rick. Like when we stop trading, you got to stop trading. That'll that'll help you, help you maintain your profits. Vincent over here locked in a total of 1,103. Nice work, Vincent. Man, so you guys are doing great today, guys. Great work amongst everyone over here. Other than that, let me see if anything else is going on. I think that's it for now. If you guys have more profits to send in, go ahead and send them in. Currently right now, I think Powell is starting to speak. Yeah, so they're starting right now. They haven't started speaking yet, but Powell just sat down. Yellen's right here. You can see Yellen on the left, Powell on the right. It's kind of like, the bears and the bulls right here, because whenever Yellen speaks, the price comes down. Whenever Powell speaks, price goes up. So they're starting right now. They haven't started speaking yet, but they're about to start shortly. When they start speaking, you expect some price movements to happen. You can see a lot of people here as soon as 7 o'clock hits. So 7 o'clock is right here. As soon as people realize Powell's going to speak, because some people have alerts or people are in groups, in other trading groups that are speculating. So for example, right here, when it hit 7, people have started entering buys because they're like, oh, Powell's going to speak. But the thing is, a lot of people don't actually look at the actual conference, right? The conference is right here and Powell hasn't even started speaking yet, but people already started buying at that point. And we'll see what happens here when price continues to move as they speak shortly. All right, other than that, we do have some other news events coming up. Let's see. I think that's it for now. So we just have Powell and Yellen speaking. That's the main thing. ISM manufacturing PMI was neutral. We have crude oil inventories at 7:30, but I don't think this is really going to affect the market too much. I think the main thing is going to be Powell and Yellen speaking. Going over here to CNBC. I don't think there's anything else going on here. No new news. Yeah, no new news right now for the most part. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it's as high as ever. It's currently up 310 points. Looking over here at the actual stock index. Yeah, so looking at the index right here, Salesforce is pretty much flatlined around 19 points, 19, 20 points. But as you can see, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, United Health, McDonald's, Microsoft, they're still all pretty green. So it's the same thing as earlier. There's only 2 stocks here that are red. The only real red stock is going to be Salesforce, because Walmart isn't necessarily that red. It's down, less than 1 point. So yeah, you guys want to be a little careful as Powell and Yellen start to speak. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. So low right there, that's being pending. Let me scroll up. Rav said it works, Sean, you're the best. Yeah, definitely. No problem, Rav. Fahad said, so much news in NFP this week. I almost want to wait until next Thursday to take my profit split and start fresh after that. I love how FT will let you choose your profit split day now. Yeah, no, definitely. That's probably a good idea, Fahad. For me, I haven't even been trading. So you guys saw yesterday, I didn't take any trades. Today, I didn't take any trades either because, I understand the risk in the market. I don't want to throw away my profits from Monday just to take some risky trades today. So you guys remembered on Monday, we had a pretty good trading day. We took a breakout, or not the breakout, we took the daily entry. So we took daily entry, that hit, and all the other scalps hit as well. So yeah, that might be a good day, a good idea, Fahad. Going up to Henry. Henry says, though, Sean, should we start using the daily entry again? I mean, you can use it if you want, Henry. It's really up to you, right? The strategy is available to you. If I see it and I think it's a good trade, then yeah, I would take it. But there's other factors that go into whether it's a good trade or not. It's not always going to be a guaranteed good hit, right? Like for example, yesterday, the fundamentals were pointing in that direction, so it would have been a good sell. So obviously, it would have been a good time to take the sell. Same with Monday, everything lined up. If the confluences line up, then yeah, it's a good trade. But there's never going to be a guarantee where it's always going to hit. So you have to use your own discretion when determining whether it's a good trade or not. For example, here on the 29th, which I think was Monday, right? Yeah, it was Monday. So 29th on the Monday, price was dropping from here, but our bias was a bullish bias, right? So the thing is, price came down, our bias was bullish, and a bullish entry came for the daily. So we took that daily there and that hit full TP, right? So you still have to use your confluences, Henry. It's not like you, yeah, I'm getting like a million messages right now. Let me just mute this. So yeah, Henry, you can take the dailies if you want, but you have to use a confluence. Like for example, yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before that on Monday, we had a bullish bias. Price was coming down and we anticipated price to swing back up. When price swung back up, we had that buy signal and we took the buy for the daily. Same with yesterday, we had the sell bias, but we weren't taking the trade because Powell and Yellen were speaking. So even though this was there, you could have taken it if you wanted because the bias was for a sell, but we didn't necessarily want to take a trade because there's so much stuff going on, causing it to be a risky trade. Same with today. Today we have a bullish buy right here. So if anyone wants to take the buy, I mean, feel free to take it, but it's not one that I would necessarily take because Powell speaking, right? Or no, Powell and Yellen are speaking. So you can see how messy it was yesterday, right? Price went like heavy into drawdown, and then it came back down, got really close to TP, but did not close. It came right back up, and then it came right back down to full TP. So this isn't necessarily a trade that I want to be in, right? Because you're going to be stressed out the entire time. I want to trade that's a smooth move like I did on Monday right here. No drawdown at all. We literally entered late, it pulled back. We entered a late entry to shoot it to the upside, and it shot all the way up to TP. This is what I would want to take. I don't want to trade it when like there's stuff going on that would cause it to go the other way. So even though we have a bullish bias here, and this would technically be a good trade because the fundamentals are so strong for a buy. You know, this index here is completely green. The technicals are a buy as well. You can see the trend meter here is green. I still wouldn't take it because there's stuff going on in the background that can easily cause it to pull back, right? So that's the reason why I wouldn't take it. But you know, Henry, you're your own person, right? So if you want to take it, you feel okay with the risk, then go ahead and take it. I personally wouldn't take it for those specific reasons. So you guys have to use that to your own advantage, right? I'm giving you guys the advice here with regards to why is it risky and why would it possibly hit. But it's not one that I would take, so I'm not looking to take that risk. This is a bigger move. If this was a smaller move, yeah, maybe I would take it. But this is a 1,500 pip move. So you'd probably be holding on to this for like a couple hours. And the thing is, if you're going to hold on to it during their entire session over here, like they just started.
At 12:15 for you. Members,
So they're starting now.
we're unable to ask questions at our September 30th.
I'm not necessarily going to want to take any trades while they're talking, because what might happen is Powell might say something good, price will go up. Yellen will say something bad, price will go down, and then it'll just go back and forth. And you'll just be, you know, second guessing yourself the entire time, whether it was a good decision to take the trade or not. So if you guys do want to take it, you know, make sure to move your stop loss in profit when it does move into profit. So you should be in the trade already if you wanted to take it. You know, you can't be wasting time thinking about the trade after it's already been running. So yeah, I mean, something that you guys want to take a look at. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. So hopefully that helps. Henry, I know you want something that's like very specific and straightforward, but you know, trading is never straightforward. There's always going to be risks involved with whatever trade that you guys decide to take. Scrolling down a little bit, let me see if there's anything else that I missed. Let's see, John said, once you get your FTMO the way you want it, right click template and save your settings as a template so you can recall it later. Oh, nice. Thanks, John. I didn't even know that. I don't even have that on mine. Oh, I see it right here. Okay, save template. Default template. Okay, cool. All right, I just saved mine. Thanks, John, for that. I didn't know you could do that. B's asking, good for late entry, maybe. I wouldn't take the late entry, B, because that's just, you know, it's just getting greedy at that point. So for example, if it pulls back right here, and then you try to get a late entry, what could happen is price will come back to this point, it'll fill your entry, and then it'll just come right back down. So, I mean, you got to be all in or you got to be all out with regard to this daily entry here. And I mean, I probably would do that if there wasn't Powell and Yellen speaking, but today's just not the day. Because the thing is, I could see price bouncing around this area back and forth all throughout the session. So you can see how it moved yesterday, right? Scroll on over here. So for example, if you took the late entry here, you might have caught some of this, but if you like waited, like for example, if you waited like an hour later and then you try to catch the late entry over here, you probably would have gotten caught in some pretty heavy drawdown right there before it would have came back down. But there's no guarantee what it came down in that area. So I personally wouldn't take it if it was a late entry. But I mean, you know, just like I mentioned before, guys, you guys are all in control of your own account. If you feel like you're confident about the trade, then take it, because these trades still hit even though the news is going on. It's just, I'm not willing to take that risk because I don't like losing trades. You know, if I lose a trade, guys, it like ruins my entire day. So I don't like taking risky trades, because I'd rather just keep locking in my wins and then stacking up those profits by the end of the week. So you can see here it is pushing up. Fundamentals are still pretty bullish. it's up like 400 points now. So it's up 400 points. Looking over here, looks like Salesforce is just stuck right there. Now it's stuck, but you can see Goldman Sachs is now up 10 points. So as you can see, as this continues to just stay at 19 points, everything here is increasing. Goldman Sachs is up 10 points. United Health is up 8 points. Home Depot is up 6 points. So you can see right here, if you just put these together, they pretty much wipe out the Salesforce. So if these were to disappear, this one and this, it's still heavily green. Pretty much everything is green at that point. And that's something to keep in mind. But with Powell speaking shortly, they haven't started speaking yet. Miss Waters, chairwoman, she's just asking the questions right now, going over what they're going to be discussing. So once she's done speaking, then you're gonna have rebuttals by, or not rebuttals, but pretty much responses by Powell and Yellen. So I would personally just sit out the market. I'm going to sit out the market. I didn't take any trades today, unfortunately. It's okay though, because I still have my profits from Monday. So I have profits from Monday. Didn't take any trades yesterday. Didn't take any trades today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I'll see if there's anything else that I can help you guys with. Otherwise, if I see anything, I'll take it. If not, then we might wrap up the session a little early again, around 7:30 or so. Because the thing is, I don't want to stay on these charts with with nothing to do and be says charts. So this right here looks like, I'm not sure if it would have hit CP, but it looks like it would have pulled back a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like it would have hit TP right there, and then it would have came all the way back down. This is why you guys got to be really on point with pulling out your positions when they hit TP, because if you guys get greedy and you guys don't pull out right away, it can easily pull back on you really quickly. So I'll just keep looking for these high lows and for any other entries here. And if you guys remembered, like my main confluence here, guys, that I'm looking for when entering these trades is when trades line up with other trades. So for example, if I get an entry for a high-low scalp, I want there to be another entry with another strategy at that same candle. So for example, if I have an entry off this and I have an entry off pivot scalp, I might want another entry off the intraday momentum strategy. So if we have that as well, then that's a trade that I would take, because that trade gives me so many strong confluences that trade is probably going to hit. Let me see if I can find an example here. And I've been showing you an example of that for the past couple of days. But for the new people here, I'll see if I can find an entry here that lines up with those requirements, because those requirements are super key. Okay, so this is a perfect example. Wait, this is on market open though. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken this one because this is right here is on market open. See if I could find one here that that would qualify for it. No, that was slightly missed it. Nothing there. Yeah, I don't really see any entries here because obviously, I haven't been taking any trades because I haven't found any of these. There was a couple on Monday, but I don't see any that happened yesterday. No, I got invalidated. It's got invalidated too. Yeah, if I see one, I'll show you guys, but there hasn't been any good entries like that fit my criteria yesterday at all. So I haven't taken any trades yesterday. If I see something, then I'll show you guys, or even if it comes up here. So for example, here, if we get these high lows that keep getting pushed around and we get an opposite signal this way, because I'm personally looking for a buy, I'm not looking for any sells. So if we get it to pull back a bit and then it shoots right back up, then that would line up with the confluences that I'm looking for. Because for example, if we get a high-low entry, I mean, there's no entry here, but just for example, if there was a high-low entry that happened somewhere around this area, so if it pulled back, we'd get a sell signal. And when it pushes back up, we get a buy signal. So if that lines up where price closes above here, say if this was the high, then that would be a high-low scalp. It would also be a pivot scalp entry, and it also would be a intraday entry as well. So with all those three strategies lining up off that same candle, that's one that I would necessarily want to take. Because if you guys haven't seen it, you guys can watch the live session from yesterday and the live session from Monday. Because when all those things line up, it's usually almost like a guaranteed hit. Let me see if there's anything else here. So D's asking a question. Let me check D's question. D's asking, do you want multiple strategies to line up at the same candle? Yeah, that's exactly why I would do it. D said, I took the last high-low because 2 candles prior was a valid buy signal. Is it better if it's one of the same candle, or can it just be close? It would have to be on the same candle, D. So the thing is, like, what you're looking for is for pretty much the stars to align, right? So for example, you have like one good strategy, you have 2 good strategies, and you have 3 good strategies, and they're all entries on the same candle. So, you just think about that. Like if you have one good strategy, that probably has like a 60 to 70% win rate, right? Because that's like most of the K2 strategies. It has a pretty high win rate, but it's not 100%. If you line it up with another strategy, that's going to increase the probability by like what, another 10% or so. So you have 2 strategies there. So it goes from like a 70% win rate to an 80% win rate. You have a third one, it's like a 90% probability that's going to hit. So if you add all those together, that's going to give you the confidence that you need to be really confident about the trade. I mean, you feel confident with the regular entries here because they still hit. However, if they all line up on that same exact candle, it doesn't happen too often. It's kind of like a blue moon, right? So if you see like it happen, then odds are it's probably going to hit. So yeah, no, exactly. And D said, gotcha. Same candle it is. I'm really liking when it has multiple strats lined up, gives me a hell of confidence. I agree. And it does with me too. So even with 2 strategies, it lines up as well. But with 3 strategies, it's almost like it's for sure going to hit. Because, I only give you guys strategies that have very high probability. Because, like I mentioned before, I don't like to lose trades. So I only take trades that are like, I'm almost like 100% sure they're going to hit. And that's why on these live sessions, sometimes we don't have trades on the live sessions because I don't see any trades that are that good. Thing is, I'm giving you guys quality trades here. I'm not necessarily giving you guys like 100 trades and then half of them lose. I'm giving you like 100 trades and they all win. That's the key here. The key here is consistency. A lot of people want to just have a lot of wins and they don't care about the losses. But if you have too many losses, you're not going to end up having any profit at the end of the week. Yeah, exactly. Like Peter said over here, quality over quantity. Exactly. And that's what I try to provide for you guys here. But a lot of people get impatient and they want like these trades to come back to back to back when they're not even available. So yeah, it's all about patience, guys. That's how I became the trader that I am today. It's all about patience and discipline, and waiting for those perfect entries. But I mean, if you guys want to take a lot of entries, you guys can. It's just, don't expect to have such a high win rate if you're just taking every single trade that comes up. Like for example, right here, I wouldn't take any sells because the fundamentals are so strong. Mr. Emmer, this dude looks upset.
Democrat leaders paying 42% more at the pump probably isn't a problem when you're riding a government-funded high-speed rail in Silicon Valley. More than 90% of my constituents reported that rising prices were impacting their household budgets. Inflation is destroying Americans' ability to save for retirement. All right, so like pretty much all people on the board are just they're having their say right now. Once they're done talking, then you'll have Powell and Yellen speaking. So, well, we'll see what happens there. I mean, people are still buying because they think Powell is going to push price up, which he probably is. I don't know who's going to speak first. I think it's going to be Powell because Powell's speaking he's sitting on the right side, so he's left of the board, or the committee, I guess. So I think Powell will probably speak first, and oh no, so she's starting with Yellen.
This year. Our other distinguished witness today is the Honorable Jerome Powell, the chair of the board.
So I don't know if they're going to start with Powell, they're going to start with Yellen, but
February of
they're going to start speaking shortly.
Without objection,
so you're probably going to see how
written
price moves
statements
as
will
soon as
be
they
made
start
part
speaking.
of the record. You will have 5 minutes to summarize your testimony. You should be able to see a timer that will indicate how much time you have left in your testimony. Secretary Yellen, recognized for 5 minutes.
Let's see. All right, cool. So like Charles said, Salesforce is carrying now. So let me go over real quick to see the stock index. So let's refresh this. Yeah, it looks like Salesforce is starting a weekend. It was like negative 20 points. Now it's negative 18. So as you can see, the other stocks here are still pushing up. So Goldman Sachs, United Health are still pushing up. Home Depot is pushing up. McDonald's, Amex, Microsoft, they're all pushing up right now. So it's kind of why like prices, it's continuing to push up even prior to Powell speaking. So Yellen is speaking now. Price drop a little bit.
Infrastructure package in American history.
And look at how price is dropping right here. So Yellen started speaking, and you can see prices starting to drop.
Because earlier that morning, we received a very favorable jobs report. 531,000 jobs added. It's never wise to make too much of one piece of economic data, but in this case, it was in addition to.
All right, so she's speaking right now. You can see price kind of dropping from this point. After 5 minutes, Powell's going to speak. So let's see. He's probably going to speak in about 7:31. So in about 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, Powell will start speaking. Yeah, Rav said it's okay. We need the sell signal. Let her speak. Exactly right. Vapid said, laugh massive drops even when Yellen's giving good news. Right, Vapid. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like a lot of people just, whenever Yellen starts speaking, they just sell. It's like, it's crazy. Even if she's giving good news, people just don't like Yellen at all. And not just like retail traders, but like market makers too, institutions. This might not be like in a volume for like retail traders to be pushing down, even though there's a lot of retail traders. Like you think about it, if there's like 1 million retail traders and everyone's trading at least like a couple dollars, that's like a couple million right there, right? So a lot of people don't think that retail traders can push market at all. They can't push Forex market, but they can probably push like the stock market. That's why they have like a lot of these, Wall Street bets and stuff like that, because people can like literally pump or dump stocks if they can buy or sell enough. I know obviously these blue chip stocks, not very much, but they still do have a say in the market to some extent, not a huge extent, but to some extent. So yeah, Yellen's still speaking right now. Powell's going to speak shortly, but yeah, just like what Rav said, that's perfect. She talked, we got the sell signal. What I'd be waiting for is if price swings right back up. And then if we get a buy signal here, then this might be a good buy. Possibly, right? I want to give you guys, I want to get your hopes up too high, because we were waiting for this yesterday too, and it never came. Like price would get close to it and then it wouldn't break and close past it. It would break past it, but not actually close. But you can see price starting to make its way back to the upside. Let's look over here and check at the index real quick. Currently up 394 points, so that's looking good. Looking over here at the index, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Nothing's really changed very much. Salesforce is the only red stock here. Everything else is green. But you can see prices now going sideways at this point. Sideways and or probably drop a little further. Because Yellen is still speaking. But yeah, guys, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'm here to help you guys out, answer whatever questions you guys have. If we don't get any questions within the next couple of minutes or so, I'm probably just going to log off. This is usually my time to log off anyways, because I don't want to be forced to FOMO into any of these trades. No matter how much discipline you guys get, you guys know where your bad habits are. My bad habits are like FOMOing into trades. So in order for me to avoid FOMOing into trades, I just get off the live session. I get off the computer altogether, and I'll come back later once, the market is kind of stabilized a bit. And that's something that some of you guys need to do too, right? If you guys have a problem with revenge trading, or you guys have a problem with over trading, if you guys ever lose a trade, just step away from the computer, come back in a couple hours or so, and then come back with a clear mind, because you guys don't want to be trading when you're emotional, because it's just, obviously it's not going to play out properly. If you guys trade off emotion, you guys are probably going to lose a lot more. Peter said you end up finishing your water at Disneyland. Yeah, definitely, Peter. And Disneyland's cool. I like how Disneyland, they don't really care. You can bring whatever you want in there. Yeah, if you guys are on the IG, you guys saw what Peter is referring to. The water, aka Casamigos. All right, let me check my Telegram real quick. So yeah, a lot of you guys here posted profits over the past couple of minutes. Let's see. So we saw Rick's profits here. Let me scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit. All right, so Brian over here showed his profits, locked in a total of 6,015 for the day. Nice work, Brian. And Brian's killing it with the consistency. Narith over here as well. Narith is up 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, about 8K for the day. Nice work, Narith. Damn, you guys are all on fire today. Brian's up 6K, Narith's up about 8K. Orain over here, currently up 263. Looks like he had a couple wins, a couple accidental losses right here. Maybe not accidental, but still a couple losses there that maybe could have been avoided, but it's okay because he closed out the day in profit. That's key. You know, the key here is consistency, guys. You guys want to make sure that you guys close out the day in profit. It doesn't matter if you close out with like 200 bucks, 2,000 bucks, 20,000 bucks. You know, closing out in profit is always going to be very key here. So nice work right there, Orain. Looking over here at D currently locked in a total of 63. Not bad. I mean, profit's profit. Like what D said here, how to play it safe today. You know, you guys still did better than me. I didn't really take any trades today, so I'm pretty much at nothing. But it's better than being at a negative, right? I'd rather be at nothing than to be at a negative. Vincent over here. So Vincent just posted his profits right now. He locked in a total of 2,413. He said he had to make a comeback. So earlier right here, he was up about 1,103 at 7 o'clock. It's 7:32 now. So about 30 minutes later, locked in another 1,000. So he's in profit a total of 2,413. Nice work, Vincent. Yeah, he had a little bit of an accident up there. It looks like he took quite a big of a loss, which I mean, it's fine, guys. You know, the losses come and go. You guys just got to make sure that you guys don't let that eat you up, right? Like if you're able to bounce back from it, go ahead and bounce back from it. But if you guys are feeling like you're going to revenge trade, then you should probably, you know, step away. So like looking at this right here, I can tell that Vincent didn't revenge trade. And the reason for that is because he took this loss at 6:33. He took the win here at 6:41. So he took about a 10-minute, you know, gap in between. He didn't necessarily enter a trade right after. And that's how you guys can tell. So sometimes if you guys are having problems with your trades, what I generally do is I ask you to send me your trades, right? So I can see what you guys are doing wrong. I can clearly tell if you guys are revenge trading, because when you guys revenge trade, you'll see the timestamps here and you'll see someone take a trade like a second later or a minute later. Like, you know, I don't want to use Rick for an example here, but let me see who had a couple losses here. Rick, look, this, you can see here, this is a revenge trade by Rick, right? Rick, sorry that I'm putting you on like on blast right here, but you took this trade at 6:42. Your next trade was at 6:45. You gave like 2 minutes in between before you took that trade right there. So I'm pretty sure this was a revenge trade right here. You know, with like other people here too, like Patrick, I don't want to put you on that scene, but you can kind of see here when revenge trades happen. It's very obvious when people take revenge trades. But you know, that's key. If you guys can understand that that's your problem, revenge trading, you guys can make changes. Like, you know, Rick's trades from the prior day. If you're taking trades that are like a few seconds or a few minutes right after, they're obviously revenge trades. You can give yourself enough time to analyze the trade, think about what you did wrong, and move on to the next one. But you know, it's a problem everyone has. So if you guys have a problem for revenge trading, it's not a big deal because everyone has that same problem. You know, it's just a matter of learning from it and not making that mistake in the future. So hoping Rick passes this challenge this time. Should be good, Rick, as long as you stay consistent with it. Josh over here sent his profits. So he said small lots today, but profits. So Joshua locked in a total of 342 for the day. He took both buys and sells, but they're all wins. So that's major key right there, right? Consistency, all wins. So great work right there, Joshua. Looking over here at Gallo. Gallo sent his profits for today, locked in a total of 341 earlier. He took a couple more trades right here, all wins. So he took a trade there. He was up 341. He's now up nearly 1,000 for the day. Nice work, Gallo. Keep it up, man. It's all about consistency, guys. Other than that, I think that's it for now. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. So you guys can see that the range got a bit tighter right here, which is completely fine. Let's see if Powell's speaking. So Powell's starting to speak right here. Let's see.
We are committed to our price stability goal. We will use our tools both to support the economy and a strong labor market and to prevent higher inflation from becoming.
All right, so Powell's now speaking. Let's see if this bounces right off this right here. What I might see is price might come down to this area. and then bounce right off and swing right back up. Oh, see, I'm not sure what they're talking about. If it's even anything that's really directly affecting the market. Probably not yet. But when they get to the hotter topics, then it'll probably swing back up. But I do expect this to possibly swing back up at some point. If I see a variation at this point, I'll possibly take it. But you can see that this low right here has been invalidated by this candle, so I'm gonna delete that. This low right here was invalidated by this candle as well, so I'm gonna delete that too. But you can see price just bounced off that point, and then it's starting to swing back to the upside. If price ends up closing above here, then I'll possibly take it for a buy, but it's you know, it's a bit risky. Patrick said revenge is a dish best served cold. No, exactly, Patrick. You know, and I'm sure that you understand that too, right? Like you do understand that, like you know yourself, like when those revenge trades happen, and I know it because I do it myself too. It's not like you're the only one. Even to myself today, I like sometimes I'll tell you guys not to revenge trade, but I'll revenge trade myself sometimes. So, you know, don't feel bad if you guys revenge trade. It's common. You know, it's something that you get better. You never like completely stop revenge trading, but you get better at avoiding it. You know, the more and more that you guys apply it. So let's see. Fahad said, "All right, I'm out. I'm taking my 360 profit for a day and calling it a day." Good luck to everyone. Yeah, no, definitely, Fahad. So we'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up the session, or tomorrow's Thursday actually. You know, so we have another day for the rest of the rest of the week, pretty much. Yeah, Patrick said, "Yep, that's why I parked the FTMO account today. I didn't want to accidentally blow out my account." No, exactly, Patrick. That's a smart idea. In some instances like that, guys, like for me as well, like if I feel like I want to trade and I don't want to risk my FTMO, I'll just trade my personal, just like Patrick did. And that works out. Because the problem with trading on FTMO is that you could easily trigger your daily max loss, right? That's the biggest problem. Because the thing is, you can be holding a trade and you can easily come back up, but you know, it's just too risky. Rav said, "I know they're talking, but are you going to take the next high-low scalp?" So I'm looking for it, Rav. I haven't like thought about taking anything yet, aside from like a buy if it swings back to the upside. But I haven't really thought about it yet if I want to take one or not. If I see it and it's really good, then yeah, I would take it. I'm like specifically looking for a buy here though. So I'm looking for a buy that lines up with at least 3 of the strategies. Yeah, Rav too. So Rav said I'm only looking for buys too. Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. Because this will probably drop a bit. Here, let me go on the higher time frame. I just want to see where this stuff is moving currently. So as you guys can see, it's been pretty bullish since yesterday. So price came, it's consolidating, pushed up a little bit. I think it's going to continue pushing up. It's just not a push up right now, but eventually it's going to continue pushing up because it's still pretty far down. Like if you're looking at the 10-minute right here, I mean, it's been in a downtrend for a long time. So let's go to this clean chart over here. Go to the 1 hour. You can see that US 30 has actually been pretty bearish since November 8th, like I was mentioning before. So, I mean, eventually it's going to have to swing back up. It's just been bearish for too long. Right? Or I don't know, we'll see. It'll probably drop a little more actually, because it's not too far below over here. You can drop a little farther down. Yeah, looking over here at the 4 hour, it's been bearish since November 8th. Yeah, literally from November 8th, the start of the day, it's just been dropping ever since. But when it swings up, it's going to swing up. I think it's going to swing up by the end of the year. Usually the year tries to end out strong. So like, for example, if you look at December from last year, it's the same pattern. Like the same pattern always repeats itself. Okay, so you guys can see right here, right? So price was dropping from like October till November, and then towards the end of the year, it starts to swing right back up. It obviously consolidated a bit right here, but towards the end of the year, it always tries to close strong. It's usually how the market like moves this way. So you can see price kind of drop right here. You see how this big drop happened on December 20th, or I mean, it was dropping for a while here. So like, let's see where the high was. All right, so the high was right here on November 9th. From November 9th, like price never really broke above it until like December, like the end of December, right? So you can see this line right here. Or here, I'll do this. Let's try a array right here. All right, so from this point right here, you can see from like November 9th, it was kind of just below here. And then towards the end of the year, right here, December 22nd up until 31st, it just starts to swing back to the upside. So as you can see right here from December 20th up until New Year, it just pushes to the upside. It's just usually how the market works. I mean, it's this pattern that just keeps repeating itself. Like this is from the 2020. Go to the 19th. Let's see. Same situation again right here, right? So price was like pretty much bearish until like, what was it? I'll just draw a line right here again. You guys can see that price kind of was dropping right here from December 1st. And then what happened from December 3rd all the way until New Year's, price just continued pushing back to the upside. And I only know this because I've been trading US 30 for like a couple of years now. And I trade it every day. So I see the same pattern that replays itself, you know, all throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, it usually ends up bullish. So something to keep in mind. I'm just waiting for that to swing up. When it's ready to swing up, you know, I'm probably gonna catch that ride, or I'm gonna try to at least, because it's been bearish since November 8th. So from this point, I'll give you guys a price or a date range actually. Yeah, from here until December, until January 1st. So at some point, it's gonna have to swing back up. This might be the low here. So you can see how it's kind of at this low point. It can probably just swing right back up from here. But who knows? Who knows? You know, that's the thing with market. Like you don't know until you know. But anyways, going back to here, that's pretty much what the market's looking like. Going to the chart over here. These lows already been broken, so there's no low right there. There's no low right here. Price starting to spike up right there. I think they're responding to Powell right now. So let me see what else is going on over here. Yeah, you said I love K2SR version 2. Yeah, the version 2 helps a lot too with identifying these the bounces or price rejects from. And Peter said we got a long ways to go to get close to the all-time high, maybe by the end of the year. Possibly, Peter. Where is the all-time high? Let me check. No, we got a long way to go. I don't think it'll happen that soon. I think this is the all-time high, or maybe it will. Maybe we'll just have a strong bullish run towards the end of the year. But okay, so price is right here. The all-time high is right there. So it's about like 17,000 pips away. Which I mean, it could happen, but it's a pretty long way to go. So maybe by maybe not by the end of the year, but probably by like February, it'll hit another all-time high. Maybe late January or February. Because usually they try to start the year off strong too. So the year will close out strong. They try to start it off strong as well. So like last week of December, and then probably first week of January, it'll continue to push up higher and higher. But we'll see. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to be wrapping up the session soon because I don't see any entries coming up anytime soon right here. So like, for example, if price ends up closing above here, I'm still not going to want to take it because it doesn't line up with the confluence that I'm looking for. What I would need is for price to come up slightly, pull back a little bit for a sell signal, and then come right back up for a buy signal. If it closes above here like that, then I would take it. If it just closes above here with the buy, with, you know, price breaking and closing, it's not going to fit my confluences because it's only going to fit this one strategy right here. I would want a lot more than just that. But yeah, guys, so if you guys have questions, feel free to drop in the chat right now. Otherwise, in a few minutes, I'm just going to log off because I'm not going to take any trades during during the discussion here. It's just too risky for me to hop into any of these. Looks like they're arguing with Yellen right now.
Risk. And as Chair Powell just mentioned, the United States.
Okay, so you think that fiscal
recovery
stim, reclaiming my time, Madam Chair.
Now, look, the inflation.
I'm asking a very particular question about the output gap. The output gap at the beginning of the year was $300 to $400 billion, right? Economists on the left and right were saying that that was about right.
I think it was extremely hard under the circumstances to have any.
Okay, and I'm asking a very reasonable
about what
question.
what
As a
was the
policymaker.
output gap.
Okay, as a policymaker, I'm just asking you, you're a noted economist, right? Who's chair of the Fed.
Vapid said Yellen was that banker in Harry Potter. Right? Yeah, that's funny. This Peter said Yellen looks like a scam artist. Oh man, it's funny. But yeah, guys, I don't want to like trade during this time because I don't, like yesterday, you guys saw what happened yesterday, the big spike to the downside. So right here, technically this would be a buy, high-low scalp for a buy, but it's not one that I would necessarily want to really take. It's just too risky for me to hop into this right now. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's looking to take this trade here. It's probably gonna hit, but I'm not looking to take it. It's too risky. The market's gonna be a bit volatile right now because they're kind of arguing right now with Yellen. So, I might say something that might spike price the other way. Or it might just spike price to the upside. It's just not a risk that I'm willing to take today. It's just to so yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take it, take it. If not, you guys might want to just hold off and just wait. I just find it too risky right now to hop into this stuff. That's probably gonna hit though eventually. I don't know, because Powell's probably gonna take over after her. And let's check the index over here. So I mean, it's looking good for the most part. I was kind of tempted to take it. This is the hint for me to log off because I'm getting really tempted to take these entries here. Let me just check the index real quick. Everything pretty much looks the same for the most part. The only thing that's really pushing price up is whatever Yellen and Powell discuss. Because looking at yeah, I'm just looking at the index. It's the same thing as it was the entire day. Salesforce is still down 18 points. Goldman Sachs is up 10. Home Depot is down 9 or up 9. United Health is up 9 as well, almost. So not really too much to look at here. You can see that price is kind of just bouncing around this area. It's probably a bad time to enter a buy right now too, because Yellen is actually speaking. Probably want to wait until Powell speaks or right before she's done. But yeah, guys, so I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram or through email. I'm just going to sit out the market. It's going to chill out for a bit. Maybe I'll come back a little later if there's anything else better going on. I doubt it though, because we do have some news coming up later too. Let's see. Yeah, we just got the beige book coming up at 11. But other than that, it just doesn't look like anything too good. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have, and this is exactly why I wouldn't have taken it, right? Because it pulled back all the way down here. Oh, technically it's still running. Technically it's still running, but it's not one that I wouldn't want to be caught in this position here. It's worst feeling ever if you end up entering a trade and then it ends up going up and then pulling back like this. So guys, just to keep me from FOMOing to these trades, I'm gonna log off. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to me on Telegram or email. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the next live session. I think there's less news tomorrow, so it might be a better day for us to trade. Tomorrow is Thursday, December 2nd. We have OPEC all day, so obviously that's going to be a factor. We also we have a lot of news tomorrow too. We have Fed members speaking all day. Yellen is speaking at 6. Yeah, so we might have a red day tomorrow actually, because Yellen's speaking at 6, so she's probably going to be talking for like the next hour, 2 hours, 6 to 8. Then after that, we have Fed members speaking from like 8 to like 10. And OPEC all day. So I take that back. There's actually a lot of news tomorrow too. So yeah, if you guys want to trade, be careful. What I recommend is just sit out the market. Don't FOMO into any trades. If you guys do trade, trade on a demo or take a smaller lot size. And always remember to move your stop loss and profit. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys have questions, just reach out or I'll